We're going. Hey, everybody, look who's here. She's here now. It's Cheryl. Cheryl, say hi to everybody.
I am so sorry.
You're almost afraid to speak. I know. I get it. I understand. Let's make sure that we're not getting a slap back again. Everybody, look who's here. Oh, we are. She's here now. How are we doing that?
Cheryl, say hi to everybody. I am so sorry.
Cheryl,
You're almost afraid to speak. I know. I get
let's
it. I
see.
understand. Let's make sure that we're not getting a slap back again.
Try it one more time.
I'm happy to be here, but I'm not.
Yay! We're
Here we
good.
go.
All right, good. Guess whose fault that one was? That one was mine. Okay, everybody, welcome to the show. Literally before we went on the air, she said, "Are you ever afraid of any issues?" And I said, "No, I'm never afraid to be on camera. I'm always afraid of technical glitches, but we've never really had one in about a year and a half." Well, today we were back and we needed another one. Cheryl, use your mic one more time. Let me make sure I can hear you with no slap back.
Hopefully, we're not going to have any of that.
There we go. All right. Hi, welcome to the
Hi.
Craft Hour, Cheryl. We've got mothers to celebrate, but mothers come in all shape and sizes, right? They come in all kind of life stories. Mothers are not just natural born mothers. Mothers are the energy that give us a lot of love throughout everything from animals to the environment. And tomorrow is a big day to celebrate. And you and I thought we would take some brand new Pink Fresh Studio products and make a card, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, let's just know that there are a lot of people giving us love in the comments, have jumped over, and they are so glad that they're back. In fact, our numbers are climbing up as we speak. So we have everybody, but the hour is ticking away. Let's jump into our desktops, shall we?
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this. Everything is going to be
Do
fine.
this.
I walked through the products with them. I did share that you were going to be taking us through the old school way of doing we love our stencils. We know that they're available to us, but we're going
Yeah.
old school on this one, right? They pretty
Yeah.
much know exactly what we're doing. So let's jump right into our ink blending. Does that sound good?
Let's do that.
Okay.
What I've got is here. Can you hear me okay?
You're perfect, my friend. We're back.
Okay. So I've got a big piece of card there, the cardstock, and I am going to be using the overlapping geometrics. These are a new release and they are really, really fun. I've put them in order so that I don't end up getting all mixed up. What I'm going to do is use stencil one. This just makes it a little bit easier by having a bigger sheet because there's such a thin border. That's why I'm using a bigger sheet. And then I'm going to use a bit of tape. And I'm just going to tape the sides down because they're quite thin. You'll see what I mean. It just makes it easier when I'm actually doing the ink blending. So, because I don't want it to move that much. And then I'm going to get a pen. And this is another thing that, what did I see? Somebody did this on a video the other day. And I was like, that's kind of logical. And I'm just going to mark the corners. Are you with me, Jeff, so
I am.
far?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So that's the first one. It's marked, so every time now I'm bringing it over, I'll just match the lines up with these trace lines.
Yeah, because today we're not using anything that would lock it down for us. You know that there's plenty of options to do that. But
There
today
is.
we use
And now
the
I was
old.
thinking about that, the sticky mats and everything, but it was having a needing to have a bigger piece of cardstock that was a bit of a problem. It's okay when the stencils themselves go over the cardstock and stick to the sticky mat, but in this situation, it won't do it.
Yeah. And everybody, thanks so much for joining us. You're watching Craft Hour. I will say hi to you more, but we're going to catch up on some time right now. So you're going to see us nose to the books for just a few minutes. Cheryl, you were saying that this top line here is thinner. It's a thinner border, so it can be a little problematic as far as it moving on you.
Yes.
Tell us how we're going to avoid making that problematic today.
Well, that's why I thought if we had some of the tape at the side, it'll stop it from moving. And also, one of the things that and you can do this with this stencil really well, is using like a flat bottomed. I've got a couple here. Look, that to like
Yep.
it just when you've got a bigger space, it
Yep.
doesn't. When you can get caught on top with the stencil and then it goes with you, and you don't get the real crisp line, which is what we're trying to achieve. So I've ended up using these flat ones first. We'll use the pink fresh ones later when we do the leaves. But just for the first time, we're going to start going through the rainbow of colours that we've got here. And you can use any 4 colours, but I've chose sheer freesia, wisteria, hydrangea, and opulence. So I'm going to start with the lightest colour first, basically.
Which is sheer freeze, correct?
And then you'll see here that there's more of the stencil and there's less chance of it moving, and you can actually put your fingers on it. So by doing the concentrate in the blending around this area, you can start on the stencil and then you can start to move out. And one thing about Pink Fresh Studio inks that I really like is they blend really quite nicely and they flatten out really nice as well as they dry. So hopefully you're picking up with this. We're doing a bit of...
So we're starting in that corner, everybody, where she said we had that big, nice plastic portion. I don't know if it's plastic. Forgive me for not knowing what they're made of. And we're walking our brush up. We're kind of starting at the bottom and blending up. So we're avoiding that downward stroke on those really thin borders, which are going to challenge you if we're not careful.
And I like the idea of not going all the way to the end anyway. And you'll see later when we go to finish off the card, I'm just going to bring a bit of blending around the edge. But can you see how it gradiates up? I just love the look of that.
I agree. It looks fantastic.
It's so cool.
This whole set is super fun.
It really is. And knowing that you can do any color family and that you can do things, you could actually, this is an idea as well. So my brain thinks around different ideas every time I'm using something. So like with this, I'm thinking, well, if you can do the blending, get the pattern, and then you can maybe dry emboss.
True, true, true.
Right. So we don't need to go too hard on that. We can do that and go on to the next stencil.
Sounds like a plan. All right, we're heading over to stencil number 2. What is our next color that we're using?
Let's go to the next one with wisteria.
Got it.
Yeah. And I'm just going to take the tape off and then do the same thing.
And we're using our marks, which helped us kind of set the plan a little bit in motion. This one is a little more generous because it has some large spots to work with, but we still have to work away from and be prepared to deal with those edges. I'm going to jump in and say hi to everybody really quick. Hey, you're watching the Craft Hour on Pink Fresh Studio. We had some technical challenges, but now we're back. Try to fix them for the replay. We're making a card for our amazing mothers. Everybody has heard me talk about Miss Sally. Miss Sally, I think, is watching. She got the link from the show. I hope that she jumps over and joins us. We're moving to Wisteria, you said, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Your mother shouldn't be watching this.
Why? She loves watching me on Craft Hour.
I'm sure she does, but she might see the card.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, in some ways, it's my way of getting her a card on time. You know, I don't know, maybe, well, you've sent me a beautiful card or two, but we card makers sometimes aren't very good about sending cards, are we?
No, I must admit, I'm a bit rubbish at that. I try.
All right, Pink Fresh Studio. I did not use this stencil before today's show, and I will tell you, this is super fun.
It
Again,
is fun, isn't it? I was like, oh, I
yeah,
just think it's bold and wonderful.
I think with the stencils, they just do so much work for you that you feel like you're really more masterful than you are, you know? So that's awesome.
I think it also, with stencils, something like this is going to really show up how good the inks are.
Oh yeah, especially
Because of the big space, right?
nothing like a good new and I haven't really used the purples, so I'm having fun. Are you good with me moving on to the next one?
Oh, you're ahead of me. Look at you go.
I don't know. We will have to play catch up later. Meaning I'm sure that I will have a moment where I'm begging for you to slow down for me.
No, that's good. If you can do it, you crack on.
All right, we're moving to hydro. What color are we moving to? Hydrangea?
Next one will be hydrangea.
Everybody, you know, I get a little intimidated with my color orders and colors, so that's why you see me. I know you're probably like, Jeff, just follow the sheet. I like to hear it out loud. I like to have a little confidence boost before I do it. Okay, everybody, I see an Amazon truck pulling up, which means here it is. Hazel Harper is making an appearance in the show. Why not? Everything else today has been super fun. Let's add my dog.
Oh gosh.
We'll see the softer side of her. I'm going to go ahead and mute for a second, but I'm still here.
There we go.
Super fun. Do I move over to opulence now? I see that we are we going to go back in colors? What are we going to do here?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to go back in colours. So now you'll go back
Do
to the first one
opulence?
again, which was sheer Freesia.
Got it. So I don't do opulence at all, or I do opulence
Not
on
yet.
this.
We will do opulence, but not yet.
Oh, got it. Okay. I'm tracking. So back to sheer freesia.
Yeah, and you should now be on stencil 4.
Okay.
You know, I don't know why I'm doing it at the sides. It's funny, isn't it? How you maybe make life awkward for yourself by doing it on the side. I could maybe take them at the top. But hey. Right. Going back to the light one a bit again. Can you see how bluey that one is? That really comes up against the next colours. That's what I loved about it. I was like, oh, I like that. And you can see why you don't always have to go to the end as well on each of them, and you just start at the bottom where the main part of the stencil is.
Right, because it's almost like why mess with the work that you already blended, you know?
Right? Yeah. It looks really effective. And it's hard. I don't know whether the camera's picking it up as well as it is in real life, but so cool.
So, Miss Sally, I will tell you, she is just a legend and has been such a special part of so many people's lives. And the two of us are just a dynamic duo. We have so much fun. You know, she does her 2 annual visits, but talk about a really supportive mom who really has joined me for all of my adventures, whether they be performing, my career, or even here now crafting. She's been so supportive and it's been pretty great. Is there a woman in your life that you'd like to celebrate today? Or tomorrow, I mean?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, I, I've been blessed with having a beautiful daughter from a women's perspective and beautiful friends.
that's fantastic.
Many friends. Unfortunately, my life growing up was not very nice, and so I don't have a mum and dad. So I have had to make my way in
Right.
this world. So
But
yeah,
well, at the end of the day, my friend, that means that we're celebrating you for the motherhood that you are. Really quick, forgive me, what's next after Sheer Freesia? Wisteria,
then you're
yes.
going on to Wisteria again,
Okay.
and then that will be on stencil 5.
And you know what? This whole time I've been thinking that tomorrow is Mother's Day. Do you know that tomorrow is not Mother's Day?
It's not, it's next week.
It's next week. So, Miss Sally, that's why we were saying don't look, because I do have time. I do have time to send this. I was asking my mom what she wanted for Mother's Day, and she was reflecting that good old hard cash would be good. And she wants some hard cash because she turns it into beautiful plants and flowers for the front yard, which ends up being a really fun way to um, see the options. So, but I need to go to Virginia and also buy those. So I think I'm going to surprise her with a new landscaping. That's going to be my gift for this Mother's Day.
Sorry, I talk to myself when I'm crafting.
And then that moves us back to hydrangea.
Let's go back to hydrangea on the very last stencil.
Speaking of landscaping,
Hydrangea should work.
yeah, right.
Hydrangeas are gorgeous.
Yeah, they look great in her yard. Mostly found in a neighbor's yard, but when I was growing up, I used to think that they were, oh, it did what we thought it might do, people, but that's okay. We're good. It slipped for a second for me, Cheryl. I
Did it?
thought that
Yeah,
was,
that's the only thing is keep that. I mean, the good, most of the stems have this big piece in the middle that really you can really put your hands on, which is helpful.
oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. This stencil.
Yeah.
Look at that, everybody.
It's mind blowing, isn't it? When you like undo it, it's like, wow, that is cool.
So, as you all know, we have a lot of fun excitement happening today on International Scrapbooking Day, and we have a fun challenge happening over at the Pink Fresh Studio blog. So be sure to check that out. Lots of gift cards. That challenge is anything goes, so have fun with that. Let's see what else. Make sure you're giving us a thumbs up on this video so that we can connect and make sure the internet knows about this one, not the other one. We'll delete the other video. And then the next thing we wanted to let you know is that we still have the free Make-A-Wish press plate, which we all watched Leah do. It's still available for orders of 50 plus, which was a helpful part of the celebration for the anniversary, which, as you know, is the 10 years of Pink Fresh Studio. Look, you can get something like that. All right, Cheryl, back to you. What are we doing next, my friend?
Right, are you up to this point?
I'm done. I'm good.
That's what we want. So
Yep.
now we're going to go to just what I was looking for was something plain. So of course I've had these old and faithfuls from Pink Fresh Studio for years. It's from the Essentials range, which is the stitch rectangle. So I'm just going to put that on there. I'm just going to get this die cut basically, and of course it's easy to do. Just to sit it in the middle there.
Great.
Using the biggest one.
Yep, using the biggest one. And
Yeah.
I'm using, maybe it's the same one. I'm using the blanket stitched rectangles.
Yeah.
I will tell you that we have live reporting from Miss Sally here on the watch. I just saw it on my watch, and I'll let you all see it. Let's see if I can show it. Meanwhile, Leah's like, Jeff, get going. We don't have time for this. But Mom says, love this beautiful card. Look at that. Can everybody see that?
Oh,
This beautiful card.
it's just for you, Miss Sally.
Yep, just for you. All right, I need to take this. All right, everybody, you know, that means Cheryl and I've got to step off and die cut. So you're not part of that. We love you. We'll be right back as we die cut. Oh, you're already done. Cheryl, tell them what's next.
Oh, so what I'm going to do now is use the opulence. I'm going to go around the edge. And that all that does is that it gives you a bit of depth. And it's just a really easy way of bringing in all the colours. And that's why I wanted to use the opulence last, because I didn't want it dominating anywhere else, because it's such a fantastic, beautiful, bold, exactly what the name says. It is opulent. And that's why you didn't really with the stencils. You don't really have to go all the way to the end with the stencils and just do it in the main body when you're doing the ink blending, because this is really forgiving and it just fills in that edge all the way around.
All right, I'm not going to be scared then.
No, you can do it anyway. Just get in there.
Oh, look, it does. It's almost like you got a opulence colored cardstock and
Yeah, I think one of the things I'll say is like people sort of who know me and follow me know that there's always the extra bits I do. I'm like an extra bit gal. I can't just leave it plain. There's something else I think that could do with a little bit something. That could do with it. That's what I do. So I'm just going to clean up my workspace a bit because we're going to go on to, instead of, because you've seen now we've been doing the stencils there, I felt I should show something else with regard to the next part. I'm just going to, instead of doing the stencils, because I'm going to chat away here, I'm sure you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
So what we're going to use is the Joyful Day, the leaves.
Okay.
And it does come with a pack of stencils as well. But what I felt would be really kind of cool is being able to use it. And I'm going to, basically, we're going to heat emboss rather, in white and make it white on white cardstock. And then we're going to randomly just blend over the top, which
Okay.
gives you free reign. In the same colours that we've just got, and we'll add in sage because that's my favourite ever ink.
Sage,
So
beautiful. My goodness. All right.
sage is stunning, and so is eucalyptus. Actually, the latest ones, the eucalyptus, sprue tips, the lush forest, and sage. When I saw them coming out from Pink Fresh, I was thrilled because they're fantastic. Don't forget to use your heat embossing powder.
Yeah. I did not do my Misty, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to grab my powder.
So with heat embossing, people who haven't done it, always make sure you use that embossing powder because it really stops little stragglers going out, and it really gives a crisp, clean finish when you've done your with your embossing pad. I'm hoping I've got enough room, and hang on. Is that so pretty? Sorry. Anyway, so like then we just like put some pressure on there with the Pink Fresh.
And
Sorry.
I'm failing my essentials, and I don't have my. I'm gonna have to tell you that I have one, and I did not use it, and shame on me. But for the sake of time, I'm not gonna wait for y'all to get me that.
That's okay. They can see mine. Look how pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, you want me to use white, correct? White emboss.
Yeah.
I like Brutus Monroe, so that's what I'm going to be using today.
Things away as I go along. I've got opaque, bright white, super fine.
Okay.
I've used all different ones. I do like the gold, the gilded from Brutus Monroe. Absolutely.
Oh, it's gilded. His whole line is just.
Yeah, really good quality.
Okay. All right.
This is where we're a bit noisy and we have to really, you won't be able to see much there, but.
Yeah, no good reveal for y'all this.
Sorry, peeps. I'm going to just go over and do my heat embossing. Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
So I want to know who all is going to see our team at Pink Fresh Studios at Simon Says Create. If you're going to be there, be sure to say so in the comments. You know what, everybody? I'm going to redo mine really quick. I don't like how faint that is, so let's just redo that. Let's get my static tool. Mine turned out a little too faint, which is why I'm going to re-stamp it really quick. It's really nice and juicy this time. Not to miss a beat.
Back.
Cheryl, I was just telling everybody that I didn't like my stamping job, so I am redoing it. So feel free to keep us moving forward.
Okay, I'll do that. Right, so there we go, folks. You can obviously see absolutely nothing right now. This is going to be the magic. One thing I will say when you heat embossing, make sure it's worth waiting to make sure your heater is hot, 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 because the least amount of time it spends on the embossing powder, the better. So that's why just to take your time with that. And I'm putting it on glass, it cools it off really quite quickly. So yeah, it's got quite a nice shine to it now, so I know that it's actually ready to go. So what we're going to do, we're going to use sage. And we're going to use, really, you can use sort of any colour you want. Opulence, I felt, is a bit too dark. And I felt that the sheer Freesia was too light, so I went in the middle of the two. And of course, these two colours sit really quite nicely together. And then instead of using the stencils, which you can do, I just thought because we'd stenciled, I was going to show you something else as a technique. So with sage, I've got my little cutie little Pinkbrush Studio brushes and the sage. All you're going to do is literally, this is going to look really odd at first, but all you're going to do is go over the top like this in patches. So obviously with the base of the leaf, I'm thinking I'll just do the base, but you could do it the other way around. Hopefully you can see this okay. And I'm going to go down the stem. And this looks like a big blotchy mess when you're doing this. But then when you get it die cut, it looks amazing. I hope this is all making up for us messing you about early on, folks. I feel like that was my fault. Here we go. Jeff must be heat embossing, is he? Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here quite well. I'll bring it up to the camera when I've got so far onto this so you can see what I mean.
Yeah, the good news is they can. I did a solo on Just You while I was reheat embossing.
Right.
So I'm about to catch up with you and do the sage. And just to go ahead and keep the party going and make sure the energy stays, let's go ahead and do our first gift card. We're going to go ahead and give the first of two winners. It's a $25 gift card today. My goodness, can you imagine if you win the scrapbook challenge for 75 and then you add this 25? Well, guess what? Heidi Hildebrandt is going to have a chance to do that. Heidi, if you're a scrapbooker, double in because today's already been your lucky day. Congratulations, Heidi, on our first $25 gift card. All right, so I'm taking the sage, and what were you saying the secret is there is to just start dotting?
Really, just start ink blending, and it doesn't. It's just so easy to do this without stencils on white embossing. That's what's sort of really special about it. It's the white embossing. Of course, it's like just you can see the white coming through, and it's really nice when you've got something like this stamp, which is a beautiful leafy stamp set, and how they've gone and put the lines in the middle of the leaves as well. So of course, it's when you ink blending like that, it just pops. And then we go to the Wisteria. You can use any colour, but I chose Wisteria because I felt like it was a good middle of the road kind of colour that's a bit lighter than the background. And then all I'm going to do is the bits that are showing still uncoloured, I'm just going to go over with my brush.
Meaning like blending them down, but the heavier hand is on the tips, correct?
Well, I would have gone heavier on the base.
Oh, yes, because the light would. Yes, I'm sorry.
But I don't think it really matters. I don't think there's any rules. This is let's just do this.
Right. And you're right. You almost look like you have no idea what you're doing, but the real artistry will be that the die cut solves all of your problems for you. Yes?
Yes, it does. And because it's got that line in the middle of the leaf, I think it's those it's not as effective if you haven't got something in the middle of the the image, if that makes sense. The line in the middle of the leaf on each leaf really makes it stand out when it's die cut, which you'll see because we're going to show you that. And it's really, you just feel really clever when you've done it and you haven't done anything.
Right, right.
Like, yes, I can do this. I mean, Pink Fresh is so, the quality of the products is second to none. So like when you're actually doing something like this where it needs to be a really crisp, clean, stamped image, you want a good quality stamp to do it.
As we reflect on your motherhood to your daughter, first of all, remind us of her name.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. What does Charlotte do? Where is her life? Where does she live?
She lives down in Cornwall, which if anybody knows the UK, it's the north, south, east. I have to do that. I'm not very good with geography. It's the west side in the tip. And basically that area is known for being the holiday area. So my daughter used to be in entertainments and she was living in Spain for a number of years. And then she ended up going back to the UK with her best friend who was the part of a double act because she was also in a singing duet.
Okay.
And her best friend was the dancer. So I always was quite fascinated when I go and see my daughter perform and then she'd hold a stage and sing and it used to be quite fascinating. Yeah, and so she lives down there and can you believe it? They got we just got a load of chickens.
It's amazing. Will you tell me how to apply the Wisteria one more time now that I've splotched green everywhere?
So you know, at the end of the leaves, you'll see part of the leaves they've just got white,
Yep.
right? So just splodge it on there. Do you see? So have you done the base, haven't you?
Yeah. Will you
Pretty
hold
much,
this?
yeah.
Could you
And
hold
then go
those
to
up?
the top of each leaf and just start blending in the wisteria.
This feels risky to me, Cheryl. I feel so the
It's,
tip.
yeah, go to the tip of the, just give it some. Go on, be bold, be brave.
Okay.
I don't know if people can see there.
Yeah, I
What?
needed to see that. That was perfect. Do that again. Okay. All right.
I was hoping this was going to make it less complicated.
It's all right. It's all right. We're still under time. I'm feeling like it's turning into a little bit of a bruised color, and I feel like I don't want to, but that's on my end. That's probably
You might be surprised how good it looks when it's die cut though.
okay.
Um, because I think I could see why you would think that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I trust you. You understand color better than me. I want to make sure that I'm not doing something wrong.
I mean, for mine, they overlap a little bit, the colours, but they're not, it's not like they're blurred and black or anything.
Right.
And then I just go over with a cloth. You probably saw me do that. You can see some of the colours come off. But what it does is by going over the white embossing, it just lifts that white out a little bit more.
Okay.
It's a good job we prepped some of the letters before.
Right. Is it time to die cut this little guy?
I think it is.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well,
How is everybody doing? Are we doing okay?
yeah, I bet they're thinking we're ignoring them, but we know that we want to be kind to everybody's time. So
Yeah, I think because we held them back a bit. I'm trying to rush it a little bit, and I'm just hoping people are okay with that. And as you can see, these dies are just fantastic and line up beautifully.
I was going to say that is it's just effortless the way that it all lines up perfectly. You just take a minute to match it perfectly, and then we run it through that machine.
In my electric machine, which has been a lifesaver for my repetitive strain on my elbow and my hand and my arm. Are we ready for the magic, people?
Now let's do it.
This is so cool. You ready? Let's peel it off. Look at that. It's magic.
The boss told us that tech stuff happens, and if we go over a little bit, that's okay.
Okay. So I'm going to put my hands and show you close up with these so you can get a real good, see it really good. How's that look?
You're so delicate, I love. All right. I did not run a shim, so of course I'm having. Keep going, my friend. Keep going.
Okay. Okay, does that work for people? They can see that very well, I hope.
Yep, I'm gonna
I
have to
don't know
run.
if anyone's commenting. I can't see any comments, so I'm winging it here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring in, and all we're going to do is I'm going to show you the card that I've already made. And you can see here, I've just brought in the leaves. So basically, all we're going to do is do exactly that. So you've got this like leaf and it just slightly is connected and linked here. So I'm just going to put that on the side like that. And you'll see there's like some little extras, which is what this bit is and this bit is. Don't know if you can see that. Okay. But all I'm going to do is do that. And because I like dimension, I'm going to foam dot and I have little, these are the thin dots. Which I find like if you're using one of the background areas, because obviously you're going to want to use the bigger ones, the thicker dots. So I'm just going to randomly put these about. And to be fair, Jeff, you do really well to be able to do this because remember, I've already made a card and come up with the idea and you're trying to follow it, right? And
Yes, thank you for that confidence build as I crave to have um, dots, which I did not prepare. So we are going to cut live. Um, look, going live is not for wimps, everybody.
no, it's not for the thing that I think it's like, as crafters to try and then share the crafting and help other people sort of build the skills and the confidence so they get, such a sense of achievement, which for me, as you know, I'm in mental health. So I love the idea that this is helping somebody else get something from it.
Sure.
Um, it you have to learn other things like tech and which I'm crafting, it's not tech. I'm not, so we have to be multi-skilled. We need to be photographers and designers,
Lighting experts,
right? And
triage. We do a lot. Yeah.
yeah. So all I've done there is I've put some dots. It doesn't matter. In fact, I love the idea of leaves sticking up. So I'm just going to actually just cut these ends off, as I like it to look as though it's sort of. I know Leah and Heather will laugh at me how I just go, oh, let's just cut the nails. I never used to be like that. But anyway. Right, so that's the background done for me. And so I'm going to go on and talk about Jeff's Alpha.
Please, yeah.
So Jeff's Alpha, I'll tell you why I wanted, as obviously because Jeff is here, using it would be ideal. But I actually chose Jeff Alpha for a reason, and it's because of the pattern, the geometric pattern. I felt like the font was so straight but bold, and I felt like that's a compliment to the geometric stencils.
Yeah, that we used on the background. I get it. I understand.
That's why I felt that it was perfect. And so in true fashion, I've already die cut these. Because I thought it was the right thing to do in case we ended up losing track of time.
And
all
I
I've
have,
done is, sorry,
I was going to say, I've decided that I'm going to do mine landscape. So my mom is going to be.
oh,
So just wanted to share what the heck I was doing as it may look a little different from yours, but keep going.
Okay, so what I've done it very straightforward again. I'm trying to do it as well within the hour. So the bit for me is you could do all sorts. You could cut these letters out. This is just plain white cardstock. I've done the outer shadow part of it. I've actually done them in the recently, was it not so recently? Pinkfresh Studio released a load of glitter cardstocks, which are absolutely amazing and die cut wonderfully, and you don't get bits everywhere. So I die cut the outside, and with these kind of lilacs and that light sage, I felt like silver was a really good choice of colour. And because I'm British, I write mum, which people over there will understand, whereas everyone over here does mom. And all I'm going to do is pop those white letters on the background of the silver background, just like that. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use dots for that too. What you can do, you can multi die cut these, and then that'll be raised up. But I wanted something where you could get, I don't know if you can see, but I wanted to be able to get in here because but for me is I wanted this to slot in, which is again this little detail for me, which I would like to do is that the mum looks like the M is attached to the U and the U is attached at the top end of the M. Did anybody understand any of that? I don't know.
That makes total sense, and it gives a little bit of extra dimension. You'll see
Yeah.
me being a little more literal down here on the bottom, and hopefully leaving just enough to make it look like it was left aligned versus right aligned and not off center. Maybe I should try, let me see if I should try a little closer. Let's do that, and then let's bring this M just over a little.
I did thin dots before or bold, but I've used bold, so we'll see how this pops up.
And then I went ahead and I don't know what sentiment you used. Did you use today as your day? That is what I used.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
But
thought that, and that's in the same stamp set, and I just thought, do you know, that's because it's got such a bold lettering, it needed just a little something.
and I'm gonna lift mine up. You could stamp it directly to your card base if you knew where your mom was being placed.
When I want the thinner ones, I just cut them on the paper, these foam dots.
Yep. I'm going to give a little bit more action over here, but I'm not going to dimensionalize that one. Need to poke that out real quick.
How is everybody doing? Are you still with us, people?
I know. I'm not used to saying hi to everybody. I'm going to jump on and we will give away our second gift card and bring her on home. And I will put this on a card base after the show. So,
Yeah, we are on the home stretch now, that's for sure.
all right. We're going to grab this amazing tray. They just sent me one. I have not had the Pinkfresh tray. It is much more formidable and metallic feeling. I thought that it was plastic this whole time, and then I got it in person and it has a heft to it, which makes it so much more elegant. And I think that the cut of the triangle is more specific to how you really use your when you jewel pick, you know?
It is, and I've got like 3 of them. But I think it's true, like because it's so pointed, once you actually get them, you can actually lift it up and then put it into the back into the package really easily.
Because of the narrow, yeah, the narrowness of the.
Look at this little cute. Everyone's going to say, where did you get that from? Gets rid of my little foam dots. And then it's just a case of putting it together, which is that and that. You can see how you just slot them in. That's why I wanted that gap. just like that.
Do the trick that you were just talking about and lift some of these leaves to give them some life.
Yeah, so if you'll see here, you've got this extra leaves from the die cuts. All I did was put some under there, under the bottom M. And then I used this leaf and I actually popped it into the top.
Just fantastic. Hi, everybody. I haven't been saying hi to you all. Let's go over to the comments for a second and let's get ready to give away our second gift card. So engage in the comments. Let's get some thumbs up and bring this one on home. So we love that. Again, we're having a grand celebration of International Scrapbooking Day, one of the definite heartbeats of what Pink Fresh Studio is all about. Julie, thank you so much for the nice comment. Miss Sally is definitely going to love the card. We should, Mom, if you will get off the YouTube for just a second, I'm going to call you really quick. So go ahead and hang up and we're just going to go live with a quick hello to Mom on Mother's Day. Wanda says, hello. Michelle Lee says, thanks for the inspiration. Michelle Roberta's here, which she always is, which is great. Hey, are we ready for our second giveaway? Our next gift card goes to Lori Andy. Lori, hello. All right.
Well, Lori, that's awesome. I'm gonna just die
Robin
cut
Sevier says crafty days are the best. I agree. Crafty afternoons.
this.
Maybe that's flat back maybe.
Okay.
Mom, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Miss Sally.
Mother's Day next week.
Happy Mother's Day next week. I have time. It sounds like I have time. Did you enjoy the show, Mom?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Even
Sorry
through
for the little snafu in the beginning, but you picked it up.
But we got it.
You and your guest picked it up.
Yep, Cheryl and I picked it up. Everybody's saying hi, Miss Sally. Mom, I just want in front of everybody, I want the world to know you and I are thick as thieves. I value you so much. I don't know how you have put up with me all of these years, but you have. And I appreciate
And I always will, you know that.
it. Well, we need to plan a visit so that I can come down and put some plants in the yard and do some landscaping for you. Sound right?
That would be wonderful. I would love that, of course.
Well,
Let's do it.
Well, everybody is saying hi to you in the comments. They've all been so excited. They've seen you on the Instagram, but it's probably nice to say hi. Mom, happy Mother's Day next week, and I will talk to you a little bit later, okay?
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, all.
Happy Mother's
Bye-bye.
Day. Cheryl, thank you for that. Do you want to go to your front facing and we show off our cards real quick?
Do that.
Look at that, everybody. There's mine, Cheryl. We did
Let's
it.
do mine.
I'm gonna put it on a card base when the show's over.
Yay. How did you find your leaves? They weren't dirty, were they?
No, it worked out perfectly, which is great.
And with the extra bits, what I will say is I've put some dots on there with some white gel pen. And you can imagine you can do any color combo that you want.
Yes, I think so
Do a
too.
gold one and oranges if you want.
Yeah. Everybody, I just changed my name on the channel to say Mr. Jeff Lindberg. I would love for you to follow me on Instagram, especially if you're a fan of Pink Fresh Studio. We would get along beautifully. Cheryl, where can people find you?
Instagram's my jam. At Cheryl Espie Creates, and I do have a website because I do blogging and things like that around it. I do normally have a Facebook page, but I was recently hacked, so I've been trying to get around all that. So hopefully that'll come get back again soon.
What a story. Hey, Lori Andy, congratulations. Heidi Hildebrandt, congratulations. Enjoy those gift cards. Everybody, remember, moms don't have to naturally be mothers. These are women of the world that are powerful, taking care of our world and making it one better place at a time. So next Sunday, we celebrate you. And Cheryl, I celebrate you. We did it, my friend. I hope you have a great weekend. And thanks for being on the show again.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Hey, everyone say goodbye to Leah and have a great time. Be sure to leave all your comments. We'll be answering and engaging with you. And as always, thanks for creating and connecting with Pink Fresh Studio. We will see you next time. Bye, everybody.